Hi everyone and welcome to my video. So my name's Laura, I'm the clinical educator for AlumierMD and I just wanted to jump on here and talk to you a little bit today about hormones and how hormones can have a massive imbalance in a woman's body and affect their skin. So I know a lot of you who are watching today you're familiar with the lovely Kirsty and her own personal joint journey that she's faced, and how lipedema has caused her hormonal imbalances, such as polycystic ovaries, fibroids, chronic fatigue, brain fog, memory loss, and also quite painful skin that's resulted in bruising. Now, it's because of Kirsty's own journey and working with Alumier that pushed her to want to share with you how an effective skincare routine can really help you to tackle those hormonal imbalances that are affecting your skin, but also to highlight a few things that maybe we hadn't linked to having that effect on the skin. It's maybe something that we hadn't thought about before, and then we put two and two together and we're like, so a month or two ago, Kirsty actually hosted an event with us and it had the most positive feedback. And we decided that we really wanted to share parts of that with you guys who couldn't make it. So this is what this little video is for. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about Kirsty's own journey and what happened with her, and also the effect that hormones and hormone imbalances can have on the skin. We'll then talk a little bit about possible causes, and then we can talk a little bit about what we can do and effective skincare routines with medical grade products. So Kirsty actually has a condition called lipedema, which is an autoimmune disease. It's also an inflammatory disease. So we know when we get inflammation in the body, it can cause lots of skin conditions. It's that inflammatory response, and it can result in pigmentation. It can result in sensitivity, redness, rosacea, blemishes, breakouts. So there's lots of things that inflammation can contribute to. And lipedema also causes hormonal imbalance, such as endometriosis, polycystic ovaries, and it can often affect that women who are already going through like menopause or perimenopausal symptoms. So it results in a huge surge of hormones that are just flooding the body. So really, it's no surprise that we see that compound effect on our skin. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening on the skin. So when we have a disruption to estrogen, this can actually lead to uneven skin tone, especially around the mouth, the cheeks, the neck. And during menopause and perimenopause, we find that we get disruption to estrogen, but also to testosterone as well. So this can then start to affect the sebum levels in the skin, and it can result in skin dryness, but it could also result in, if the testosterone remains stable while the estrogen levels fall, that can mean that the oil in our skin becomes thicker, it's stickier, it can block pores, we get breakouts and blemishes. So it can kind of go either way. We can also suffer with rapid loss of collagen that can lead to sagging, it can lead to wrinkles, and we begin to notice a decrease in skin resiliency. This can then lead to flushing, transepidermal water loss on the skin can occur, and this can lead to an increased sensitivity and dehydration. So basically, we are looking at the whole shebang. Hormonal imbalance can really affect every skin condition, from sensitivity, redness, dehydration, dryness, fine lines, wrinkles, oiliness, blemishes, breakouts, and also discoloration and uneven skin tone. So in regards to hormonal balances, when we look at possible causes, one thing that we can look at is synthetic hormones that we may be taking, such as the contraceptive pill or HRT. And if you feel like you're experiencing skin conditions and you're taking those hormones and you feel like there could be a connection, what we would recommend that you do is keep a diary. So really start to write down and detail any changes in your skin and when they occur in your cycle, because then you can make an appointment with your healthcare provider and the two of you can decipher what is best for you. So another thing that could actually cause hormonal imbalance is our fitness levels. And so we're all about, stay fit, lift weights, do cardio, keep healthy. And now I'm telling you that that could cause a hormonal imbalance. Well, the thing with weight training is it's very, very beneficial for muscles, which is great for our bodies, but it can slightly increase testosterone levels. Now, the increase in testosterone after weightlifting in women is only temporary, so it could be minutes to 1 hour. But having said that, if you're noticing since you started to lift weights or you've increased your training that you're seeing any skin changes, again, that may be worth speaking to your health provider about. I have known a lot of women in the running industry who've actually pushed their bodies and trained so hard and so much that they have stopped getting their period altogether. And that's created a huge hormonal imbalance and had massive side effects on their skin. The big one that we probably all suffer with and try really hard to get a grip on is stress. So stress can have a massive impact on our skin. Stress produces a hormone called cortisol, and cortisol can increase oil production on the skin. So we release more cortisol if we're stressed, and that can lead in the same way as testosterone does to more blemishes. Cortisol is actually a catabolic hormone, which means that it breaks down tissue. So if we have too much in our systems, it will suppress collagen production, and it will also start to break down existing collagen as well. So if that's not enough to get stressed about, I don't know what is. But yeah, seriously, dealing with stress is key to helping the skin, because we know that when our skin isn't feeling great, it's not looking great, we don't feel our best, we can often feel self-conscious, we can lack in confidence. So, we need to find a way to really just deal with that stress, to let it out. And that is finding little bits of glimmer in your day and little bits of you time and prioritizing that time, because that will really, really help to keep those stress levels in check and keep that cortisol hormone in check. When it comes to our diet, we all know that a balanced diet is the best option. So something that includes a variety of fresh fruit and vegetables, enough protein and carbohydrates to sustain energy levels. It's important for overall health, but it's also important for our skin, because studies have shown that a diet that is heavy in excess sugar, there's lots of processed foods, caffeine, and alcohol is actually linked to a variety of hormonal imbalances. So if you feel like you're experiencing unusual hormonal skin symptoms and you feel like your diet could be better, it's maybe worth reviewing your diet, keeping a journal of things that you think could be triggering certain imbalances on the skin, and maybe even chatting it over with a nutritionist or an expert. A huge thing that I advocate for the skin is staying hydrated. And staying hydrated throughout the day is so important. I mean, not having water will just make us so tired. It will make us lethargic. It will make us irritable. It can massively affect our mood and our skin. So we're all about hydration. And so when you think about hydration, it's all about just flooding your skin and filtering out any kind of toxins in your system that are just making everything feel sluggish. And so when we think about toxins, we know that we have a lymphatic system that works to get rid of our toxins, but lymph doesn't have a pump. So unlike the heart, which pumps the blood around the body, lymph doesn't have that pump. So we need to actually physically move it to get everything kind of working and flowing. So moving our body, hydrating our body, will get our lymphatic system working properly. So that's really, really important to do, because if we don't have a healthy lymphatic system, that can start to disrupt our endocrine system, which in turn can affect our hormones. So there's a lot going on with hormonal imbalances. It is a lot to kind of like take in. This is just a really quick video, just kind of highlighting a few things that could be contributing to any kind of skin conditions or disorders that you're suffering with on your skin. But it's definitely worth speaking to a professional skin practitioner such as Kirsty to really help to tailor your skincare for yourself, because everyone's skincare is going to look different. So an effective skincare routine with medical grade products could look something like using our Sensicarm cleanser in the morning and in the evening, just to cleanse off your skin, take down any inflammation, take any heat out of the skin. They're pH friendly, and that will help to remove any makeup, any dirt and debris. Following with our bright and clear solution really does help to start to superficially exfoliate the skin. So this is something that you could do every day after you've cleansed your skin, and you would just sweep that over the face with like a piece of cotton pad, and the salicylic and the lactic will really help to exfoliate, to brighten, to hydrate, and to clear out any congestion on the skin. This is your quick win hero product, and it really will brighten and create 30% more radiance in 30 days. Another great product is our Everactive C&E Plus Peptide. And I love this product so much because every skin condition that we mentioned earlier that's presenting itself on the skin because of this hormonal imbalance we may be suffering with, Everactive C&E Plus Peptide will really target that. So if you feel like you've got redness on the skin, it's going to help with that. If you feel like you've got discoloration, it will target that. It will target fine lines and wrinkles. Everactive C&E Plus Peptide actually has its own science paper, and it's clinically validated vitamin C. So we actually know that it works. We have proof that it works. Within 56 days, we have seen huge reduction in people's skin that are concerned with all of those issues that I mentioned. When it comes to targeted serums, there's a few options that we can kind of play around with depending on what's happening with our skin. So if we're feeling like we're having a lot of hot flushes and we're quite vascular, there's a lot of redness on the skin, Calmara is a perfect complement to really decrease the flushing on the skin. There's a clinically validated ingredient called pyperonyl glucose in there that does help to strengthen the capillary walls, so there's less chance of having that vascular skin, and it also really does reduce that flushing on the skin. We then have Ultimate Boost Serum, which I always call my 8 glasses of water a day that I apply to the skin. And this is giving the skin that much needed drink, all of that hydration that is needed. And not only will that really help to boost the resilience of the skin and repair the skin, it's going to protect the integrity of the skin. So it's going to make sure that the skin is in optimal health. So when anything is kind of attacking it, it's in a great place to defend itself. When it comes to moisturizing, again, we have a few steps. If you're feeling like you're a little bit more sensitive and redness, you could use our Hydracalm moisturizer, which is like a huge comfort hug for the skin. I always say it's like putting the lid on the skin and keeping all of that good stuff in. Hydrarich is one of our best-selling moisturizers in the Canadian market because it really is designed for skin that's being attacked by all of the elements. And I think it's great for skin that's going through a hormonal imbalance, such as menopause or perimenopause, because it really does help to balance the microbiome of the skin. So we're making sure that everything is working in order. There's that postbiotic blend in there that just makes sure that that flora on the skin is all kind of nice and balanced. There's a good amount of bacteria on the skin, and there's no bad bacteria on the skin. We would also recommend retinol because retinol is the only clinically or medically approved ingredient that can treat acne, or it can treat lines and wrinkles. And retinol is amazing at enhancing that cell turnover. So the skin is going to be much smoother in texture, it's going to be brighter. Retinol can target melanogenesis, so we'll see a much more even skin tone on the face. It will help to boost the resilience of the skin. We'll see less lines and wrinkles, and it's fantastic at targeting acne and acne scarring. And then last but not least, we never want to start our day without using sunscreen. This is so important to really protect the skin. And our sunscreens at Alumier are very sophisticated. They are physical sunscreens, which means they reflect the UV rays. And unless you're getting your skin wet, you don't have to reapply these sunscreens every 2 hours because they're stable. Not only do they protect against UVA and UVB rays, but they also hydrate the skin. They're full of antioxidants. They can protect against blue light, infrared light, pollution. And depending on your preference, we have different sunscreens for different skin types. So if you wanted an oil-free option, a more hydrated option, a tinted kind of option, Kirsty will gladly help you choose a sunscreen that will suit your needs. And lastly, we know that it is a two-way partnership. So it's what you're doing at your skin at home, but it's also what you can achieve in the clinic. And there are some great treatment options that can treat lots of skin conditions. So one of the best treatments that we have to reduce redness and strengthen skin health is the Linton Dynamics IPL treatment, because that's effectively going to target that condition. So please get in touch with Kirsty. She will gladly help you work towards achieving your skin goals and feeling better in your skin, so feeling more confident. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, please drop a comment and we will absolutely get back to you. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.